Well, who would have thought that you and Zola and the kids would have made Smokey's favourite, crumpets? And we found out that crumpets actually means they like girls. Apparently it's an English word for girls, but we're going to get them to explain it a bit later on here on Expresso on SABC 3. Now, growing up, my dad always said to me, if you've got a dream, it will become a reality. And our next guest has a dream to go to the Olympics. I'm with show jumper Oliver Lazarus, who's joined us in studio. And I know you've got a big dream to go to the Olympics. It's great to have you on the show. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Morning.
First, tell us, how did you get into show jumping?
Well, it started, I grew up starting off in Hout Bay, and my mum used to hunt in the Cape Town Polo Club, so I grew up around ponies and horses, and it sort of evolved. I got into the Western Province team, and then South African teams on ponies, juniors, and it's gone into adults, yeah. So.
But now you're currently living in Germany?
I currently live and train in Germany for 5 years now, so I've had a great chance, and it's been a fantastic journey so far.
And it's a big year next year, 2012, the London Olympics. How are you feeling? Have you qualified?
It is a big year next year. You know, every 4 years, of course, the Olympics, and we have every 4 years a World Championship. I go to Abu Dhabi in November to qualify for South Africa, a place. So hopefully I get that done, and we can look forward to next year.
But now South Africa's not sending any other show jumping teams across to take part?
No, we were in Kentucky last year for the World Championships, and we had a chance to qualify as a team, but unfortunately Saudi Arabia qualified. It was one team position. They're a very strong team, but we did ourselves proud. We were second in our group, so it was a good achievement for South Africa. And
cost-wise, to go over and represent your country, it must be really costly.
No, it's a huge amount of money. I've been fortunate enough, my mother's been able to help me so far, but funds are starting to run a bit dry. But we try our best, and we have to see what the year holds for us.
And why is it so important for you to represent your country in South Africa, considering you're living in Germany?
Yeah, I'm very proud South African. I've lived here my whole life. I did all my schooling, matric here. Of course, in my profession, Germany is the best country in the world, so I've had to, unfortunately, move overseas. And I would love to just bring show jumping into South Africa, and or it's in South Africa, but try and get us onto the scene. And
is there a reason why you think that we're not on the scene at the moment?
Well, I think the problem is huge distance, and it's the cost to fly horses out to Europe, and we have a disease called African horse sickness, so horses have to go into quarantine for a long time, so it makes travelling difficult.
So when you were growing up travelling, how did you manage to take your horses overseas?
My horses lived in Europe, so I would commute up and down.
And then how did that affect your schooling?
The schools had to put up with a lot of trouble, I think, a lot of letters from my mom. I used to take a lot of schooling with me, so they were fantastic. And
there are quite a few youngsters that I know that are watching that would love to take this up professionally. Have you got any advice for them, and where would they start?
All right, I think you should start in your local areas or cities, and then keep progressing. And once, of course, you're winning in South Africa, maybe step things up and try and take it overseas. A lot of determination and hard work.
And what about the danger factor? You often see about the falling, horse injuries, rider injuries.
Yeah. I mean, you're travelling at 40 kilometers per hour and you're 3 meters off the ground, and you're riding at big wooden poles. there's an element of risk, but okay, it goes.
And what would you say is your greatest achievement?
I think my greatest achievement was to represent South Africa at the World Equestrian Games last year in Kentucky. It was a fantastic time for me.
Well, wishing you all the best. Please keep us up to date on how you do, and enjoy the next couple of days in South Africa before you go back. And thank you for representing
doing the Barefoot Day.
Yes, really great to have you here doing that. Thanks so much. That's our guest, Oliver Lazarus. You can find out more details about him on our website, expressoshow.com. And remember, we've got Smokey in studio all morning. If you've got any questions, send it through to our Facebook group, Expresso Morning Show, SABC 3. Now, stay with us. We've got our news, traffic and weather, and at 6:15, kick off those shoes and join us for Zumba.